morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be, and welcome back to Sip and Talk.
It's good to be back.
I am so glad we're talking about this today because, it is deeply, deeply personal.
For a lot of people, I think.
Oh, for sure. So I have to tell you, the other night I had this wild internal drama. At first I thought, oh my God, my heart is broken.
Oh.
But then I realized, no, my heart is actually like on fire. This hot, spicy feeling just shooting up my chest into my throat. And my mouth was so dry, like Sahara desert dry. Is that what people mean by heartburn?
That is the textbook definition of the sensation, for sure. And you were really sharp to notice that it wasn't a stomach pain, right? It was higher up.
Totally. It was in my chest.
And that's what a lot of the analysis shows, that people get this wrong all the time. They think it's their stomach.
So what is actually happening? Why does it feel like a chemical fire?
Because it is one. Fundamentally, your stomach is designed to handle this incredibly strong acid, almost like hydrochloric acid, that's got this thick protective lining.
Like the world's best nonstick pan.
Exactly. But your esophagus, none of that. So when that acid pushes up, your esophagus is getting hit with a chemical burn over and over again.
Wow. So my body is basically a 24-hour factory, and the plumbing just completely failed. That little valve, the sphincter, it just gave up.
It gave up. And our mission today is to do a full audit of why this is happening to so many of us. We'll even use our friend Mickey's chronic issues as a case study.
Right. And then give you a real practical repair checklist. We're going to get into the anatomy of anxiety and all these modern ailments.
But first, the important part.
The disclaimer. We are not doctors. We're just researchers who are super curious. If you have serious or persistent symptoms, please go see a professional.
Absolutely. We're here to give you the context, not the prescription.
Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this fire. When we talk about GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, the first thing everyone does is reach for medicine, right?
Of course.
These proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, they're called the gold standard. So what's the big appeal?
Well, it's pretty simple. They work, and they work fast. PPIs are super powerful because they go right to the source. They find the little pumps in your stomach lining that make acid, and they just turn them off.
Permanently?
Permanently disable those specific pumps, So no acid, no burn. It's a really compelling solution if you're in pain.
Okay, but there's the contradiction, isn't there? Acid is in our stomachs for a reason. What's the cost of just shutting down the factory?
That is the billion-dollar question, and it's the paradox we have to look at. Stomach acid is your body's first line of defense. It kills bad stuff you eat.
And it helps you digest food.
It's absolutely essential for breaking down protein. And when you look at some of the recent research, the long-term consequences of shutting that down are significant.
Right, I saw that. The two big ones are nutrient malabsorption and messing up your gut flora.
Let's just focus on the absorption part for a second. This is a real deep dive nugget. Specifically, you have trouble absorbing vitamin B12, calcium, and magnesium.
Okay, why B12? That seems so specific.
It's all about chemistry.
Okay.
To even get B12 out of your food, you need a super acidic environment to kind of pry it loose from the protein it's attached to.
Ah, okay.
Only then can it bind to this other thing called intrinsic factor, which lets it get absorbed later on. If you take away the acid with a PPI, you break that first critical step. The whole chain reaction fails.
So in trying to put out the fire in one room, we're kind of weakening the foundation of the entire building.
That's a perfect analogy, which means fixing the structure isn't optional, it's mandatory.
Okay, so if the medicine is just a temporary patch, what's causing the fire in the first place? It can't just be a weak valve for millions of people, can it?
I don't think so.
My personal audit keeps pointing to one thing: stress. It's this invisible hand just squeezing everything. You see GERD so much in high-pressure jobs, finance, tech.
Silicon Valley for sure.
So what's the actual connection? How does the stress in my brain mess with a valve in my gut?
It's a direct phone line, a direct neurological link. When you're constantly stressed, you're activating your fight or flight system. Your body's getting ready to run from a tiger, not digest a salad.
So everything just slows down?
Everything non-essential slows down. And that causes two big problems. First, the food and acid just sit in your stomach way too long. It's called delayed gastric emptying.
And the second problem?
The second, and this is the key, is that the stress signals traveling through your nerves literally tell the esophageal sphincter, that valve, to relax.
To get lazy.
To get lazy. It stops closing properly. So it's not just a weak valve. It's a valve getting bad instructions from a brain that's in a constant state of panic.
That changes everything. It means you have to treat the brain just as much as the plumbing. All right, let's get tactical then. Let's build our esophageal repair checklist. What's step one?
Step one is substance control. You have to get rid of the things that chemically tell the sphincter to relax, even when you're not stressed.
Okay, what are they?
The big four are caffeine, mint, chocolate, and high-fat foods. They all contain compounds that directly relax that muscle.
That is a brutal, brutal list for anyone with a stressful job. That's like the entire survival kit.
It is, but it's a trade-off. Short-term comfort for long-term function. Next up, you use physics. Gravity becomes your best friend.
Elevate the head of your bed.
Right. Use a wedge pillow, prop it up on blocks, whatever you need to do. And also, try sleeping on your left side.
Wait, why the left side? I've heard that before. Is there a real reason?
There is. It's about the anatomy of your stomach. Because of its shape and where it sits, when you lie on your left, the acid pools away from the esophageal opening.
And if you lie on your right?
The opening's right there in the pool of acid. You're basically asking for reflux.
That is such a simple, powerful fix anyone can do tonight. Amazing. Okay, what about eating rhythm? Because I know so many of us are guilty of that one huge late-night meal.
That's a huge one. The 3-hour rule is non-negotiable. You have to stop eating at least 3 hours before you lie down.
No exceptions.
No exceptions. If you fill your stomach to the brim and then immediately go horizontal, you're just creating a pressure cooker aimed straight at that weak valve. It's a guaranteed failure.
And that pressure issue also connects to weight, right? The latest data is really pointing a finger there.
It is. I mean, the numbers are kind of staggering. We're talking something like 20% of adults worldwide now have GERD, and it's soaring in younger people. And a huge part of that is the increased abdominal pressure from excess weight.
So managing your weight literally takes the pressure off.
Literally. It's why lifestyle changes are now being prioritized over just handing out drugs for life.
Okay, let's go back to my gross symptom. The dry mouth. The desert mouth. What's that about?
That's your body's emergency response. The easy countermeasure is to sip small amounts of warm water, or even better, to sugar-free gum.
Why gum?
It stimulates saliva production. And saliva is your body's own natural antacid. It has bicarbonate in it, which helps neutralize the acid that's splashing up. It's a little built-in defense mechanism.
But you mentioned there's a more serious version of this, a note of caution.
Right. If that dry mouth is constant, and if you also have, say, a chronic cough or you're always hoarse, you might have something called LPR, laryngopharyngeal reflux.
What's that?
It means it's not just liquid acid, but acid vapor that's getting all the way up to your vocal cords in the back of your throat.
Oh, that's bad.
It's very irritating. And if those symptoms stick around, you really need to see a specialist to rule out more serious changes to the esophagus, like Barrett's esophagus.
Which brings us perfectly to our friend Mickey, because his problem isn't just occasional heartburn, it's chronic pain. Pain when he's nervous, pain even when he hasn't eaten.
It's a different beast.
Yeah, this sounds less like a simple plumbing leak and more like a total systemic failure of modern life.
And that's the big realization for a lot of us. The health data is clear. Digestive problems aren't just about food anymore. They are these complex systemic failures.
So let's run down the 2025 Civilization Disease Scorecard. First, obviously, the digestive system is failing, GERD, functional dyspepsia, all from stress and crazy eating schedules. What else is on that list?
Well, next up is the metabolic system. We are seeing high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol in people in their 20s and 30s now.
That's way too young.
Way too young. It's driven by all the refined carbs and just a lack of intense, explosive movement.
And then there's a physical one I see everywhere, tech neck.
Yeah.
The skeletal system is taking a hit.
Absolutely. That turtleneck posture from looking at your phone all day,
Yeah.
it actually changes your spine's curvature.
And that affects your gut.
It can. That bad posture increases the pressure inside your abdomen and your chest, which can definitely make reflux worse. It's all connected.
And the engine driving all of this is the mental system. Digital fatigue, hidden depression. Our brains just never get to switch off.
It's a feedback loop, a vicious cycle, which takes us back to Mickey and his pain, especially when the doctor does an endoscopy and says everything looks normal.
Right. Why does it still hurt so much? This is where that second brain idea comes in, which is just fascinating.
It is. The medical world is fully on board with this now. The sheer amount of nervous tissue in your gut, the enteric nervous system, is just incredible. It's why they call it the second brain.
So my gut isn't just digesting, it's feeling. It's sending messages back and forth with my brain.
Constantly. Mickey's pain might not be from an ulcer or inflammation. It could literally be his brain screaming anxiety signals directly into his gut.
How does that work?
Stress hormones like cortisol flood his system, which pulls blood flow away from the stomach lining. That makes the lining weaker and makes the nerves there hypersensitive.
Which explains the paradox. Intense pain, but a normal scope. That's functional dyspepsia.
Exactly. It's a disorder of the nerves of the signaling. The hardware looks fine, but the software is glitching out screaming pain at top volume.
Okay, so if we pull the lens back, here's the radical thought. Is it possible that the pain is actually saving us?
I love looking at it this way. Think of that chronic pain as your body's mandatory cooling system.
Okay,
You're running your life at 120 miles per hour. You're ignoring the little warning lights, the fatigue, the mild indigestion. Your body knows you're not going to listen to a polite suggestion.
So it throws the emergency brake, an unavoidable acute pain signal that forces you to stop.
It forces you to stop, to rest, to reduce output. The pain is a survival mechanism to prevent a catastrophic system failure down the road. It's your body's last resort to get your attention.
Wow. So the pain isn't the problem, it's the solution.
In a way. And the data shows how much we try to ignore it. One report said over half of young adults have regular digestive issues, but only like 40% actually see a doctor.
The rest are just popping antacids, trying to silence the alarm instead of checking for the fire.
And that just makes the feedback loop worse. The gut imbalance makes the anxiety worse, which makes the pain worse. And around you go.
It's a spiral. Okay, so we need an exit strategy. What are the actual structured steps Mickey or any of us can take?
You have to get intentional. Step 1, start a pain diary.
But not just about food.
No, that's the key. Don't just track what you ate. Track the context. Did the pain hit right before a big meeting? While you were stuck in traffic? You have to find the external trigger.
That makes so much sense. Okay, step 2.
Step 2 is about respect. Adjust the eating ritual. Even if you only have 15 minutes, for those 15 minutes, that is all you do.
Phone down. Laptop closed.
Phone down. Chew your food. Be mindful. You have to treat your digestive system like a delicate process, not a garbage disposal.
And what if that doesn't work? What if the pain is still there?
Then step 3 is to find a specialist in neurogastroenterology. These are the experts on that gut-brain connection. If the problem is the signaling, they're the ones who can help regulate it.
You know, the biggest takeaway for me in all of this is that the chronic pain really is just a signal. It's not punishment. It's a mandatory reminder to check your pace before you completely burn out.
It's all about finding that calm and stability again, making sure the acid stays where it's supposed to be, and that your second brain isn't just getting flooded with panic signals from the first.
Well, we really hope this Sip and Talk has given you a new way to think about how modern life is evolving way faster than our guts can keep up. As always, our goal is to give you the objective facts and let you think critically.
And remember, those fires your body sets are signals. You have to give yourself permission to slow down, to breathe, and, to just go offline sometimes.
Speaking of which, if you enjoyed this discussion, please be sure to subscribe to the Sip and Talk podcast.
And please go check out our friend Mickey's YouTube channel. It's called Mickey to Life. It's full of fun memes and travel vlogs. Maybe all that travel is helping his gut.
We'll see you next time.